What's up? This is Casey from Caseyscustoms. In this video, I'm going to show you how I built this 1955 Ford for under $1,000. This video is going to be start to finish. When I first got the body, when I first got the donor, all the work I did, all the way to doing a burnout at the very end. This was a weekly build series here on YouTube. It ended up having 33 videos. So this is kind of a condensed version. It's still going to be an hour-long video, but it's not, 33 15 to 20 minute videos. So if you want to look at anything a little more detailed, go ahead and go through the series and you can watch any of those videos that you like. But for now, let's go ahead and get going. What's up, guys? This is Casey from Caseyscustoms, and in this video series, I'm going to be building a 1954 Ford for under $1,000. It's going to be a challenge. I bought a real cheap truck. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll just kind of give you the highlights of it. I bought a real cheap 54 Ford truck. I got it for 250 bucks. Basically, it has everything there I need, and even some extra parts, some extra doors, and some extra trim and stuff like that. I just put it out there as a, do you guys think I can build this for under $1,000? Do you want to see me try and build this for under $1,000 is how I put it. I had a huge number, just an overwhelmingly amount of messages, comments. People were saying, no, it's impossible, you're an idiot. Some guys were like, hell yeah, do it, show them you can do it. I had some guys saying it can't be done under 20 grand, which that was just crazy to me. With that many people just interested, we decided to go ahead and do it. First thing you need to do whenever you're gonna do a chassis swap like I'm gonna do, that's usually the cheapest way to go about it. You need to find out what you can use on your model truck. You can't just put a Honda Civic underneath it. I mean, you could, but it would just be an ungodly amount of work. So just from doing these for years, I've done these for 15 years now, these chassis swaps. I know that a Crown Vic works real well, an S10 works real well, a Ford Ranger, Lincoln Town Car, stuff like that. So first thing I need to do is find one of those. Well, looks like I found what I think I'm going to be able to use. Let's hop in the truck and go take a look. I'm pretty excited. I think this should work perfectly. It only has like 140,000 miles, which is real nice considering it's something I really just want the motor and training out of. Shift, bitch. Oh, I'm bad. Oops. Worrying about video recording and not fucking shifting. We were in first. Anyways, we're going to go take a look at this. Hopefully this works because I've been looking for a couple days now, and apparently all the Crown Vics, they're worth a lot more than they used to be. I used to pick these up all the time for like 300 bucks. 300 bucks and drive it home. 250. They kind of rust out, which I don't give a shit about. I just need the chassis. But this one might be it. We'll have to go take a look. Look at this horse. Holy crap. Look at the size of that thing. Buddy. Holy cow, that's a big boy. You're bigger than the car, aren't you? Yeah, come here. Holy crap, look at the size of that head. God damn, it sounds good. I didn't record it, but I actually ended up buying that Lincoln Town Car. I ended up talking the guy down to 500 bucks. So with the $500 town car and the $250 truck, I'm only in it for $750 right now. The good news is, on that town car, I'm only using the chassis, the motor, the trans, and maybe the dash, depending on how I want to do it. Everything else can be sold. So if anybody needs doors, I've done this before where I've sold the doors for like 400 bucks. So hopefully I'll get a bunch of my money back whenever I start stripping it. But I bought it. It just got delivered about 20 minutes ago. Let's go test it out. You want to make sure that your $500 car runs okay. So let's do that now. All right, let's see how it runs. I just threw a battery in it. What the hell is that? That's got to be a fan or something. What the fuck is that? Oh, yeah. Oh, brakes are good. Brakes are good. Oh, door's opening. Door's opening. Oh, shit. Oh, it's got some shit to it. Holy shit, I just found out you can turn the traction control off. That was fucking crazy. This thing's a beast. Listen, you two are gonna make a baby. You don't know it yet, but you're gonna make a baby. You're gonna be the bottom and you're gonna be the top. And it's gonna be beautiful. At least, well, it's gonna be interesting. Let's not say beautiful, but interesting. You know, if you're trying to do a budget, keep it under like $1,000 or keep it under whatever you're trying to keep it under. If it's 10 grand, it's always nice to be able to sell stuff to get back more money. You know, I've done this before where I sell the doors for a couple $100. Well, it don't seem like much, but a couple $100 here and there starts adding up real big. So I'm gonna start stripping it and seeing what all we can sell. So let's start stripping the bitch. So I got all the stuff off this Lincoln Town car stripped. Well, mostly stripped. I'm stripping it still. The tail lights are like 150. The fenders aren't worth shit, so I just yanked them off. The hood's aluminum. It's worth some money. These doors are worth, to the right person, they're worth a couple $100 each. To the wrong person, they're worth probably still 20 or 30 each. So I've got all this stuff listed on Facebook Marketplace. I got a couple guys wanting to come look at doors and stuff. We will see what happens. I will keep you updated. Getting close. I sold 2 doors, the headlights. I got 200 for the doors, and then I got 25 for the headlights. So I got 225 bucks so far off parts. I got some of my money back already, which is nice, but I still got to keep cutting this damn thing up. Check her out. She's like 90% stripped. I got all this shit loaded up, going to the scrap yard. I'm probably gonna have to throw those seats out. They won't take those, but I got all the metal I cut off here. Getting kind of lucky on some of the stuff I've sold, but this is all just like rusty quarter panels and bullshit like that. So we're gonna take this to the scrap yard and hopefully we get a little bit. I know scrap's down, so it'll probably only be like 30 or 40 bucks, but hey, at least it's something. We're on a tight budget, baby. About 10 of these little grounds I have to put back on it. They used to go on the body. Obviously, there's no body now, so I need to put them to the frame. So.
One eternity later.
Okay, that's one. I got 9 more to go. Time lapse. You ready to roll? I still don't know what the hell that noise is. Ruh-roh. I found it. I traced all my grounds and everything was hooked up, so I was like, what the hell? This is like a rollover fuel shutoff switch. What the hell? Oh, I bet that's from the shitty old rubber. Yep. Ugh, son of a bitch. This is like a rollover protection. It's a little ball valve. Check it out. You reset it. If the car ever gets upside down, the little ball pops out of there and it turns off all your fuel. So, if for some reason you ever rolled it, it's not just going to keep sitting there dumping gas everywhere and make an explosion. So, I almost guarantee that's the problem. Alright, let's go drive it. It died. We're doing the old crawl of shame. Fucking thing won't start. I lost all my fuel pressure somehow. There ain't nobody to help me either, so we're just walking her real slow with the truck. I took it out for its first drive, being stripped. I wanted to make sure everything's, you know, cool. Whenever you cut hundreds of wires, it's nice to be able to start it back up and know everything's working. I ran it for probably 15 minutes, no big deal, had no issues. Then I started doing some burnouts and I hit the traction control button. It instantly died and I couldn't figure it out. I thought maybe I hit a bump or something because I was doing burnouts and being dumb. I automatically thought it was that safety fuel cutoff switch again. It was not, it was fine. So then I started putting 2 and 2 together. I thought, why did it turn off when I hit that button? Well, sure enough, I found a ground that wasn't grounded. This ground was way up under here, and it was actually tied to this wiring harness, and it went to the fender. Well, that's the traction control ground. So I was driving it, everything was fine. I hit that traction control button. The computer realized it wasn't ground, and it just shut everything off. As soon as the computer doesn't see a ground, it thinks it's in an emergency situation. So that's why those grounds are so important. No big deal. Scuffed it up, put a screw in it. Now it's grounded. Fires right up. Everything's good. So let's go take it for a test drive again and see what happens. Well, yeah, I almost ran the fucking recorder over. So much fun. Everybody should cut a body off a car and drive it around at one point in their life. It is a ton of fun like this. Oh, that sucks. Finally out. Got the carpet out. Found a little bit of rust over there, a lot of rust over here. So, gonna have to put a new floor in over here, a new floor section rather, but that's no big deal. Sheet metal works easy. Everything else looks okay. Now, it is time to fix our mistake. I gotta solder all these back together. Oh, it sucks, but I got my chair and some soldering, so let's do this shit. Cue the time lapse. Wiring all done. Got my new grounds. I just tack welded the plate they were on, so now I got everything grounded. Double checked on my wiring. All the stuff that I cut is now soldered back. It is a moment of truth. I just hooked the battery back up. I should have juice. Yep. That damn heater is still making noise, but let's see what happens. Cool. I stole this sucker from my 5-year-old because he was being an asshole. But that's beside the point. We need to brace this cab up before I start cutting it up. As you can see, this is going to be my pointing device now. As you can see, I have some rust in the corners. A lot of rust there, which isn't that big of a deal because I'm going to cut it out. But I know that since that's rusted, all that in there is going to be rusted. Basically, what I'm saying is when I cut this floor out, I'm going to not have enough structure, and I think this cow is just going to want to go wherever it wants to go. So I am going to grind this paint down, put a couple pieces of square tubing in the doors. That way I know nothing can go forward. I don't want this going way forward and messing up my door gap. I think when I cut it, I'm going to try and leave that rear brace. So that should brace the rear of the cab and I should be okay. But I definitely want to put something here. So let's do that. Braces are welded in. She ain't going anywhere. Got one on each side. So now, I'm gonna cut this floor out and cut the dash out. I'll probably cut the dash out first, then cut the floor out. So let's get going. Got the vent out, got the windshield wipers out. That should be stripped enough to sit it on top. I might have to come in here and clean up that edge where that vent was. Good news is all this stuff is worth money. I've seen these sell for like 50, 60 bucks. I've seen the dash sell for about 150. And then even the windshield wipers are worth 30 or 40, wherever the hell I threw them. Oh, they're on the floor down there. Got all that done. Now it's time to start cutting this floor out. It is a bitch, but I gotta do it. So let's start cutting. And since we're using the firewall and dash of the Crown Vic, I gotta go ahead and cut all the way up here. So all around the perimeter and then all of the firewall. I'm gonna try to keep these because they're my hood hinge mount, but they might not make it depending on where it lies. If I have to, I'll have to run a reverse hood where, you know, it opens from the front instead of the back. Let's get to cutting. I'm gonna cut for about another 20 minutes and I'm going to bed. It's late.
Much later.
I'll turn it back now, baby. I gotta cut. That's a lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be. So. I bet I'm hitting on these. That's what I was worried about. Kinda looks like a truck. Got some issues though. If I push my cab all the way forward to where the fenders need to be, the steering wheel and the dash is way in here. I don't even really like it being that far. It should be back even more than that. So I got a gap here. There's a couple things you can do. You can stretch the fender, which I don't love. You can move the arch of where the, where the wheel opening is. Jesus, you can move it forward. I don't hate that, but if my cab's way back here, I'm gonna have to actually also stretch the fender and the hood, and I've done that before, and that's a pain in the ass. So I'm just trying to brainstorm and see exactly what I need to do to make this up. I was thinking what I could do is cut all along the cowl, stretch the cowl out, 6 inches, so that way the only fatter part of the truck would just be right there, not there, but even back. I might do that. That might end up being my best bet. So I should really wait until somebody's here to help me to test fit this, but content. That's huge. And we ended up coming back. My mounts originally were right in line with that bolt, and now they mount back there. So I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches. I really didn't even have to shorten it that much because my fender sticks out way out here, but it's always better to have a room up front. You got headlight buckets and trim and a grill and all that fun shit. So It's real nice to have that open. Another cool thing about throwing the hood up there is it shows you that we've made plenty of clearance for the fenders. So, since I'm gonna start on the front end, what I'm gonna do is get the fenders on the hood, actually just tack weld them to it so I know my gaps are all good. And then I'll try and move this whole thing over to the chassis and then kind of start fitting stuff up. The last thing you wanna do is mount a fender and then try and make your hood fit. You want all that shit to fit together. I'm gonna actually end up cutting this all along here, and I will take the edge of this cowl and I'll go ahead and put it on the hood as well and tack weld it. That way I know all my gaps are gonna be perfect. So even though I am cutting up the cab in a bunch of different ways, everything will still have a factory fit. Got it all tacked together. Now it is time to cut the cab. Let's get cutting. Got the cowl cut, and that's probably about where it's gonna be actually. I'm gonna take this off and weld it to the back of this front end. Absolutely beautiful. Check it out. Got the back put on. Got everything ground down after I cut the shit out of my finger, of course. But everything is smooth. I got this over here ready to go too. So now all we gotta do is put the front clip on and figure out where my gap's gonna be. So I got both of the fenders marked for the widening. I put the line down on the least amount of curve on the fender because it's easier to add, you know, however much you're adding. It's easier to add it on the flattest spot. If you do it out here where there's a bunch of curve, it's a pain in the ass to try and get it to match. It also doesn't look great when you do that. So taking a bunch of measurements, and it looks like I need about 2 inches on each side. An extra 2 inches is always good, you know what I'm saying? I know that my video editor...
Got him!
I know that my video editor, Richard, is gonna add, "That's what she said."
No.
As soon as I say that, I guarantee that on this video, whenever I say it just needs 2 extra inches, he's gonna put "That's what she said." So I know that's happening right now. But anyways, I think I need 2 inches on each side. That's what she said. That's gonna help me. Not only will it help me clear these wheels, it'll help me run a wider wheel if I want to, or a different offset wheel, whatever. Technically, I could leave the fenders where they are and run a different offset wheel that just sucks in a bunch, but I don't like that. I don't want a narrow track, just because you start running into shit when you push it in more. I'd rather come out with it. So 2 inches, not that big of a deal. Everything will fit better, and also these stock wheels will fit better. Now all we got to do is take these strips and add them to our cut fenders. So check this out. I put my strip in, screwed it in with these little self-tappers. You could use a clamp, you'd just need 30 of them, so I like to use these little self-tappers. And now since I have that back behind it, I can just slide it out to where it needs to be. You could either cut out the metal so that it's perfect, or you can go ahead and weld it where it's at. Ooh, I don't hate it. I kind of like it. Awesome. Got plenty of room in here now, too. Oh, yeah, she thick. Damn, girl, you thick. Gotta kind of tack weld it up real good. It still needs fully welded, but That's plenty for now until I get it mounted, and then I'll get it fully welded. But for now, it looks okay. It's not going anywhere. I love the widened look. Perfect. And if you look down the back of it, it's not like ridiculously wide. It was just 2 inches, so it's nothing crazy. Now I just have to do that exact same process to the other fender. Let's widen that fender real quick. First thing we need to do is cut the fender in half, just like this. Hey, there we go. Now let's take this over there. Just like this. Ah, perfect. Now we need some metal. That'll work. We need to add 2 inches to that edge. So let's throw that over there. Beautiful. Now we got that added. Let's go ahead and add the other part of the fender. Like that. Oh, perfect. Let's make sure it's gapped correctly. 2 inches. All right, let's weld this damn thing. Here we go. That's welded good enough for now. Now, we just need to grind it. Oh, perfect. We better get it installed now. Hey. All right, that'll do. Beautiful. So, got the front end dropped about 1/2 inch. Made all of this more level now. When I sat in it the other day, I just realized the hood, I could see the hood. You're not really supposed to see the hood. It's supposed to be tilted down. And now you can see it actually has a little bit of a downslope, which is nice because that's kind of the only reason I didn't start making any of this really solid. It has some mounts on it, but it's not super solid. So now what I can do, I threw the hood on just to double check my, everything was still cool. So what I'm gonna do now is pop the hood off, and I'm gonna go in here and start bracing up that cowl real well. And then also welding in these front braces again. I just cut them loose, narrowed them, took about 1/2 inch off of them, dropped it down, and then I can just weld those back. So that's nice. I'm also going to go ahead and finally mount the rear fenders. They're still just kind of sitting on there. As you can see, they're not bolted or anything. So I probably, every single time, I swear to God, every single time I'm talking, that kicks on. I'm going to probably go ahead and just tack weld these on because I don't see any reason why I would ever need to take them off. And also, every single bolt on there is rusty or gone. So I would need to drill them all out and put new bolts in, and it's kind of a bitch. You need 2 people to help you bolt it and unbolt. I think I'm just going to throw a couple tack welds on it, and it'll be fine for now. Brackets made on the front end. Everything is stout, not going anywhere. Got the fenders mounted. I actually didn't end up welding them. I just put some self-tappers in it for now, which actually held it a lot better than I thought it would. I think what I'm gonna do next, get the pieces cut so I can start filling that cowl in a little bit. Got the door actually fitting pretty well. It took kind of some ratchet straps and a jack, and my dad was helping me. But as you can tell, I got a decent gap around it. Top is still a little high, but I can adjust that. We got an opening, closing door, baby. Awesome, and it'll get even better when I brace it from the inside in here. So I was looking at the tailgate chains. There's normally a chain that goes down here, and it's actually a latch as well. It latches this shut. They are like $100. Here's a picture of one. Richard, put the fucking picture in my hand. There's a picture of one right there. It's $100. This isn't really going to work. That isn't really going to work for me on a project that I'm trying to keep on a tight budget. $100 here and there, I just can't afford right now. I still have to buy glass and stuff. So even though I'm only around, I think, $380 on the budget, I can't waste $100 on it. So what we're going to do instead, I got some gate locks, or whatever these are called. I think these are $2. I got 2 of them, so it's $4. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the mount off here. This will kind of clean it up too. It won't have this. And I'm just going to put these on the inside, and that's what we're going to run with on this. If I feel like I need chains, I mean, I might still add chains later so that the tailgate doesn't drop all the way down. But for now, I think this is going to be just fine. That's what we're going to go with. I do admit I kind of love the fact that there are no chains. It kind of looks a little bit cleaner. So anyways, we got these on here. Oh, that's still hot, you fucking idiot. Ow. That didn't work like I wanted it to. Let's see. Double check it. Perfect. Sweet. Even though this is a rat rod, I still want it to be kind of nice. I mean, rat rod doesn't have to mean shitty, so I don't want that. But since they're beat all to hell, I'm gonna probably spend a little bit of time hammering and dollying some of this shit out, and then we'll get them mounted. So let's do that. So we got these welded. It really sucked. That's rusted, it's real thin, took forever. But I got it fully welded, everything's cool. I ended up putting I had to cut it up a little bit, but I ended up putting the, can't remember what it's called, radiator spacer, whatever. I ended up putting that in there. I wasn't gonna use it originally, but I didn't realize that the grill actually bolts to it. Bolts right there, so I need to put it there. I'll probably end up welding the grill in so that it's more sturdy and it doesn't bounce at all. It normally would have mounts, you know, over here off the frame. Obviously, we don't have that anymore since we're not using the original frame. But I think it'll still be nice for spacing that I have that there, and it'll kind of make sure everything is level. Got all that in, which is nice. That bolted right in, which was great, because that showed me none of my fenders have moved since I undid the tacks on the hood. So I know everything, the hood will still fit normal. So let's throw this grill in here real quick. Never mind, we're gonna pause on that. I just realized whenever the grill is in, it's gonna be a bitch to get in here. Here's where my battery's gonna be. So I need to go ahead and make the battery brackets and stuff now while I have the access. If I ever need to take the battery out, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. I could get it out from the top. It's just a lot easier since I have to actually weld the brackets in to do it right now while I have the room. So let's do that. So, you know, on a lot of new cars, they'll hide their battery like in the fender well. You literally have to take the tire off to take the battery out. How dumb is that? That's so stupid. I hate that. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna hide it right there. So let's do that. I got a ton of welding to do on it, but we got ourselves a battery box. Check it out. Batteries in. I actually don't have to take the wheel off to get it in and out, which I like. And also, I didn't have to come through the front. Originally, I thought you'd have to take the grill off to get the battery out. You don't. It can just come out the top, normal. Sweet! Super happy about that. I'm gonna get this grill put on and probably throw the hood on, see how she looks with her grill and front valance on. So I'm having a hard time getting this grill level. It's hard to kind of measure where it's at because everything's rounded on both sides. So what I'll do in a case like this is I'll get two sockets of the exact same size. These happen to be 5/8, and I'll just wedge them in there to where it's touching the tops of both, and then I know it's exactly even to these fenders because it's the exact same socket. Perfect. And I even have the socket in the same spot, so I know it's exactly level to the fenders, above the fenders, side to side. We're good. Now, the thing I want to do is fill this hole. This used to be where the gas tank was originally in these trucks. They were behind the seat, and so your gas filler neck would come up there. We don't need that anymore. My gas tank's back there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in. It has a little bit of curve to it. Up and down and sideways. So we need to do that. I got this welded in, but I still need to weld this corner. This is just all rotted away, and I wanted to go ahead and connect it down to the running board probably. So I might tackle that while I'm filling in that hole as well. It's time that we chop the bitch. I got a bunch of metal work I need to do. Just little stuff around the cab, little stuff around the bed. I could spend a couple days just doing little stupid, you know, little patch panels and shit to connect everything. I don't want to do that very badly, especially on a YouTube video, because it's just going to be me welding in small pieces. It's very boring. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get started on the chop. And I'll probably be doing some of the little patch panel stuff here and there in between the chop. But that way at least you have something to look at that's a lot cooler than just me, you know, filling in gaps in the bed. You know, I have to connect the bed. I guess I could show you instead of just sitting here talking. Probably a lot easier. I still have to connect the bed and the floor of the Lincoln together. So just little pieces, just little pain in the ass stuff. I want this to be connected to my bed. I've already done it up here a little bit, but it needs to be, you know, you're gonna see this. So I want all this to look nice. I'll put a piece from here over, so that'll be actually all smoothed out. And same thing in the back. The whole goal on a good chop is to not realize it's chopped. You just want it to look smooth. You want it to help the proportions out. So the way I like to do these, I just like to take 2.5 inches out. It's just enough to lower the roof and kind of just streamline the truck a little bit. But it's not enough that the casual like car lover or truck lover will just walk up to it and go, oh, that's somebody chopped that. Oh, that's chopped. It kind of, you know, just, it makes everything just look a little bit better, and it's not super obvious. So I bought a new rear window. It was in the accessories aisle at AutoZone. Got this, and I also got some stick-on vents and a stick-on hood scoop. I think they're gonna look real cool, but how do you guys attach the rear windows? I don't understand. Do I need tape or like Bondo or something? I don't know. So now that I got the rear window out, it is time to start getting my cut lines marked. Marked and ready to go. Some people might ask, why did you trace permanent marker above the tape? Sometimes when you're cutting, the tape will get hot and it'll move. You could easily take the tape off right now. I don't need it, but I'll just leave it on because I'm lazy. But always do that, because sometimes you'll get to run on a cutoff wheel and it'll get hot and the glue will move, and then before you know it, you don't know where the hell you were cutting. So. Here is our after pile, which is always a good sign. I took a filed all my edges down, so nothing's sharp, and it's also smooth, or it's also square, rather. So looks. All right, let's get to painting. I don't know if you've ever seen these turbo cans before, but watch how these damn things spray. Oh my God. They come out like a super soaker. Wow, that's crazy. I actually think it's clogged a little bit, because it usually shoots out like a 2-foot, you know, like a 2-foot fan. That's still crazy though, considering how little I sprayed. All right, check it out. I fixed it. I unclogged it. Watch this now. That's literally 12 inches. Well, whatever, 10 inches. Holy shit. I love these cans. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. I mean, how crazy are these? You could literally shoot a whole car in maybe 2 minutes with one of these things. That's awesome. I love these fuckers. So, I sprayed about 5 cans of spray paint, and I can currently taste colors and also smell sounds, if that makes any sense. Your boy's high as shit right now, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, and we're gonna let this dry probably for a day because I put entirely too much paint on it. But yeah, I'll come, I can't talk. We'll come back when it dries. Woo!
One eternity later.
So it is the next day. Everything is dry. I am no longer high. Your boy was out there yesterday whenever I was painting this. I found out my paint mask had a couple holes in the diaphragm. Breathing it just a little bit, not a ton. You know, I didn't get sick, but I had a fun walk home. I will say that. So I felt like I was in college again. I had some good college memories last night as I was high, and I didn't even go to college. So huff some paint every now and then and find yourself. It was a good time. But now that that's over, this is dry. We can start sanding it down. Depending on what your look is, you can sand this with really almost any grit that you want. I've done it before where I've sanded it with 40 grit just to kind of get some, you know, some rough patches. There's really no wrong way to do this, but it looks better when you do it with less grit. I've also done it with like wet sanding 600. Takes forever. When you do it with that super fine of a grit, it just knocks off barely any, and it looks really nice. In this case, I put so much paint on because I want to get down to that brown color on the bottom. I'll probably hit it with like a 120, something like that. And what I'll do to start, I'll come out here on the stuff I didn't paint. I'll start feathering in these spots that I got a bunch of overspray on. And some of these were bare metal from grinding, so I needed to get spray on anyway. But I'll come in here and I'll blend all these a little bit so they look better, and then I'll move over to this. So let's do that. Spray paint really sucks to sand. It's just a hard paint. I need to go with a lighter sandpaper up here. Oh, which one was it? This shit really sands horribly. It's hard as a rock and it's gumming up my paper, even though it's dry. Shitty. I should have went a little bit lighter with the white, because I have to use a thicker grit because this white is sanding so shitty than I would like. So I'm kind of burning through more layers than I want to, if that makes any sense. But we'll get it figured out. It's just taking a little longer than it should. This is usually pretty damn easy and quick. Okay, so I don't hate where it's at. The only thing I've done so far is just sanded down what I already put on. I haven't added any other coats yet. It doesn't look too bad the way it is, but I've sanded a little bit too much. I got a little too much red showing, and that white really, it's just really, really hard to sand. So I wanted to take a lot of it off. That way I can put more on just very easily. I don't want to put a bunch of that white on because it sands real bad. Clogging up paper left and right, it's real gummy shit. So, got it kind of the way I look. It doesn't look bad the way it is right now. I just want to, this fender I love, but I want the cowl and everything to kind of match this fender, where it shows more white. And it looks more natural compared to this hood next to it. Also, another funny thing I found out while I was sanding, this truck has white house paint on it. There's yellow underneath, there's a blue underneath, and then there is a gray primer. It's got a lot of different colors. So what I'm going to do to put this white on, because I don't want to spray it and get it everywhere, I just need it in some concentrated areas. I took an shitty old rag, and I'm going to actually spray it on the rag, and then I'll kind of almost brush it on real gently, or even dab it, just kind of whatever looks better. The way the paint is kind of broke on this fender, it almost looks like it was you know, hand brushed, basically. So we're going to kind of go over that and see what we come up with. See? Actually kind of wiping some of the old shit off, because the thinner in spray paint is so bad it'll actually eat away other paint, even good paint. I don't hate that. Started to get it exactly how I wanted it, and then I ran out of paint. So we gotta go get some more of this tan. I'll do a little more tan on the top, and then I'll probably sand it just barely with some 400 grit, just to give it a little bit of character, and then we're done. But I need some more of this tan, white, whatever you're gonna call it. I need some more of it for the tops of stuff. So we'll go grab a can of that, and we'll finish this up. I'm not hating it. I love the way this fender came out. This fender's awesome. The music is even worse today. It's outrageous. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so we are back from the place with the horrible music. I got a copper paint, a couple of, you know, dirty whites, whatever you want to call it. I got some sponges. What I'm going to do is spray the sponge and then damp the sponge down. It'll kind of leave a, you know, it has a cooler texture to it than my shirt. And also, we got some jelly beans. So, I'm going to probably be mumbling in a couple videos, but I don't care because jelly beans are life. All right, let's get to work. Okay, so I added another really, really light coat of white. Also, I was not joking about the jelly beans in my mouth. Hold on a second. Boy, they really stick to the teeth. Jesus, I just about died. Okay, so I did a nice little light coat of white over everything. Super, super light because I did not want to sand anything again. I just wasn't happy with the color that I had. It was just a little too much red, a little too much of everything, really. So what we're gonna do now, before we sand it down, I did a very light coat of white, almost not even a coat. I mean, I like held the can like, you know, 3 feet away. What I'm gonna do now, on the top of stuff, I'm going to add some of this dark copper color, and I'm gonna use the sponge to just get on top. Now when I do this, I just want it on the top layers. You can see the rust on the hood. It's basically just on the top. It's just on the roof. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be a ton down here. There still will be, obviously, because it's Missouri, but not as much. So that's why I'm going to go over here. I'm going to spray on my sponge and then damp it around on the top of the cowl, the top of the roof, and the top of the fender. So I pretty much have everything how I want it. It's just a little too light colored, if that makes any sense. I don't know, you can tell it's been sprayed right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over. This time when we sand it, I'm going to do a wet sand. I'm gonna do like 400 grit. Starting to look like old patina. You can see how much it's starting to match. This door is original. I didn't paint anything on this door. This is just original patina. You know, so is the fender. And you can see we got this cowl section looking really the exact same.
That's a lot of damage!
Oh shit, I hit a big bump. And it died. Oh no. Oh, pain. So that was literally like the happiest I've been, followed by the saddest I've been in the shortest amount of time of my life. I mean, happy, laughing, ecstatic. It's been months I've been dealing with this bullshit. To, oh no, I broke it again in like 30 seconds, maybe a minute. What happened was I hit one of these big ass potholes, and since, I think anyways, and since my like my power distribution block and like fuses and all those, they're just kind of hanging right now. Like I got them zip tied to the fender, but they're not solid. They have to be solid. And when I hit that bump, I blew a fuse in my fuel pump, which is a pretty important one. Either that, or I got a ground maybe that's jumping around, even though I don't see it anywhere. Maybe it's underneath the bottom. I don't know. Whenever I do that brake line in the back, I'll jack it up and double check. But just switched out the fuse. It should be good now. I haven't double checked, but I mean, it has to be. It has to be. That's the problem. We smoked out the whole alley. I didn't want to go too crazy because I haven't bled my rear brake since I fixed it, and I just realized that about half burnout that I didn't want to go in. And it also, it actually kept spinning till I got to a very abrupt stop, almost at the very end. Ooh, shit! I actually might have ran into something. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh! Oh no, did I hit that fucking thing? Ooh, look, we were skidding. We were skidding, see it? Woohoo! Look at the fucking skid marks. Oh, definitely should have fixed the rear brakes before we did that. That was still interesting. Oh my God, that's damn near a brand new tire. That was dumb. That was kind of dumb. Bad news is she is a one-wheel peel. Ugh. We're gonna have to fix that. I don't like that. I can't be doing burnouts with only one wheel spinning. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's lots of new tire right there for you. Oh wow. Actually came off in chunks. Good to know. Son of a bitch. One wheel spinner. We're gonna have to fix that. We are definitely gonna have to fix that. Fuck, that was fun. I gotta watch this video now. I mean, it's a YouTube video on it, so now naturally I think I can do it. Two, I have a glass guy in town that cuts windshields. He actually does a really good job. The only problem is, he has already told me, usually it takes a couple. Just part of the gig. You know, he's like 80% of the time, it's fine. The last one he did, he needed 3 windshields before he got it right because they just kept cracking. That's upsetting, but he's been doing this shit for 50 years. He's an old guy. I trust him more than myself. The problem is, he's kind of a bitch to get over here to work on stuff. He's had Big Bertha, the GMC, some of you might know. He's had Big Bertha for like 4 months doing the glass on it at his shop, let alone at another shop. So, basically I said all that to say, I want to try and make a cut and let's just see what happens. I'm not going to cut the whole windshield. I'm just going to cut a corner. Just going to cut a corner and see what happens. I might ruin it. And that's going to really piss me off because a new windshield is extremely expensive. Not extremely, but I mean, it's like 150 bucks, 200 bucks. This was $20 and it would work fine. I just had to cut about 2.5 inches out of it. Let's see what happens. Fuck it. We're going to cut a corner. We're just going to cut a little corner. We're going to see what happens. It's okay. I'm very nervous. Oh man, I'm so nervous. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, okay. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Be a man, we're strong! Oh my God. Oh, why would you practice on the windshield? I should find another piece of glass. Do I have another piece of glass? I don't have any other glass. Fuck it. Oh shit, it doesn't work. Oh my God, did you hear that? Oh my God, it made a cut noise. Is that enough of a cut? Okay. Oh. Now I have to do it on the other side because this is double pane shit. Oh my God, dude. My fucking nerves are shot.
One eternity later.
Fuck. Okay. Now, now that it's scribed on both sides, I'm supposed to apply pressure. Now that scares me. I need to figure out what I need to do first. I definitely got it scribed on both sides. The guy on the YouTubes said that I'm good. I broke the surface tension of the glass. I just have to wiggle it now to kind of finish the brake. And my butt is so clenched. I mean, whoo! All right. Oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Oh, God, please don't break.
Magic.
Oh, oh, I feel like I'm putting too much pressure. Something's wrong, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Oh, I just watched it break. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can watch it break. Oh, that's crazy. I just watched it. I just watched it. Oh, look, 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 look. Oh my God, I wonder if I can get it on camera. This might not work, but see the crack right there? Watch. Oh, did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it just break? All right, we're gonna go down here. Oh my God. Oh, see it? Walk, 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 walk. Easy, 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 easy. Oh, come on, baby. Just break, you fuck. Oh man, we're so close. Something happened. Why is the corner not break? It just broke. It just broke. Okay, okay. Now, does the bottom broke? I don't know if the bottom's broke. Okay, I need to find out if the bottom's broke. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, okay. Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! We're good. We're good. We did it! Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! I think it's just the plastic holding it now. Oh my God! We did it! Wow! Okay, okay, we can do this. Okay, so here's what we learned. Your two cuts from the top and the bottom really need to match better, because look, mine were off a little bit, so it really got jagged there. It was fine over here, but it wasn't there. So need to work on that. This jagged edge I'm not tripping on, because we're going to cut this again, and also we can sand this. We can do a lot of sanding on these. Some guys that like only have to take like a ½ inch out, they'll just sand the whole ½ inch. It takes forever, but they'll do it. Oh, I thought that was a crack, but that's a permanent marker. Cool, we did it. All right, man. I need to get a poster board and double check my template for my windshield, because I don't want to be cutting this thing too short or cut it too long and have to redo everything. So we held this up here and took some marks. That's kind of just a rough estimate. I don't exactly know where it needs to be. So I'm gonna get some poster board for the next video. We'll make a template of the windshield, see how much it matches up, and then we'll start whittling this thing away. I don't care if I have to cut it in 25 small chunks like this, I'll do it. But apparently once you get your corners flattened out, because you have a double curve in the corner, apparently once you get your corners flattened out, this long cut across is actually supposedly easy. That doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what the guy says online. So this was apparently one of the hardest cuts on the car. Cool. Oh yeah, look, you can even see how much curve it has in it. Just this little corner. Oh, we did it. I'm fucking stoked, baby. So I've cut this. I have a complete cut. I cannot get it to crack. I've lit it on fire. I've put a lot of pressure on it. I feel like I'm putting way too much pressure, but it just won't crack. And it's really making me nervous. I mean, I'm jamming on it and it won't snap. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, come back, and maybe see if I can't come up with something. Okay, so I found out I need to make this smaller. Instead of trying to take 2 inches out at once, I need to do 1 inch all the way across and then another all the way across. So I just scored it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can just break off the inch and then do it again. So nerve-wracking. Look at this. I got all the way done and I picked it up like this to shift it over and it went crack. Oh, fuck. That sucks so much. It's actually cut to the right shape too. I got the rest of it off. For some reason it shattered real bad. I mean, the line was straight. I don't know what the hell happened. I had somebody tell me whenever I started this, don't use an original windshield because they're usually full of microscopic cracks and shit you don't know because it's so old. And I think that might have been what he was talking about because it just shattered. I mean, it was in line, so it's okay. I'll be able to sand it, but look how bad that cut was compared to like my sides. So I think a new windshield probably wouldn't have done that. And it probably wouldn't have done that either. But I think I'm going to try and work with it. I don't know how yet, but I'm too devastated to throw this away. So we're going to try and make this work somehow. But I need to sand it either way. Either way, even if this ends up being junk, I want to sand it because I want to learn how to sand it anyway, just in case I have to do it again. So I need to sand all these shitty edges now. Oh, I wonder if I could glue that maybe? Stick glue in it? Like Safelite does whenever they have a broken window, or whenever they have a chip. I don't know, shit. So I got the glass all sanded. I think I broke the screen, the front screen on my camera. That's cool. So this footage might not even work. Got that all sanded. I hope to never have to do that again. That sucks almost as much as cutting it does, and it takes forever. But it's done. So now we need to get our rubber cut. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. The windshield rubber is obviously too big now because we have chopped this. So I need to cut this in half, actually put it in the channel, and then, you know, wherever it lines up, cut off the excess, and then you have to glue it back together. It actually needs to be in one piece to hold the windshield in right. You can't just cut it, take a foot out, and then put it in there and try and hold the glass. It actually has to be sealed. So we're gonna cut it wherever it ends up being and then glue the bitch back together. So let's do that. Okay, we got it cut. Ended up being about that much, which makes no sense to me, but that's besides the point. I assumed there's gonna be like a foot I cut out of it, but whatever. Anyways, we're gonna glue it right here. Ah, there we go. Okay, we gotta do this fast because I think I bought the quick sheet. Oh my god, I used way too much. We got it all glued. I'm gonna let it dry for probably a day. It's like 10-minute glue, so it should be fine, but I'm gonna let it sit for the day. And then tomorrow I will throw it on the windshield and hopefully me and my dad can try and get it in there without breaking it more. I think I did time lapse on this one, but whenever these old windows go in, you really gotta like smack them and like bend them down in the corners. Not bend them, but I mean hit them and push them. And boy, I don't know how that's gonna work when I already have a couple cracks in it. So it's gonna be more for practice than anything. I mean, if this wasn't a damn budget build, I would have just had somebody do all this. But it's the budget build, it's the do-it-yourself build. So we're gonna try it, and if it doesn't crack anymore, I'm cool and I'll run it. Just have a crack over in the passenger side. But if it ends up, you know, just going in 20 pieces, then obviously I'll have to order another one and try it all again. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. Glued. I got the windshield sanded. It's time to put the rubber on, and then we'll try and put it in, see what happens. I'm sick as shit. So we're gonna do this on time lapse because I'm already tired of talking. all this. But this is the budget build, so we had to do it ourselves. I certainly don't hate it. It's not bad. Here's our final total, by the way. Challenge, the mission, whatever you want to call it. I'm at $875 total. I had to add the windshield rubbers on there. Added that to everything, $875. Thank you very much for watching. If you actually got to the outro on this video and you just watched an hour-long video to get to this outro, please comment a crown in the comments so that I can go ahead and like it and see what savages actually just watched this whole thing. My videos are usually only 10 to 15 minutes, so this was definitely something I'm not going to do very often, but I am going to do it at the end of every build that we can kind of see, you know, everything start to finish. There we go. Like I said in the intro, if there's anything you want to see a little more detailed, go ahead and just click on each individual video and go from there. We're doing all of this again with my 1951 Chevy. Those videos are going to start next week, and they're going to be weekly build series just like we did this one. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good shit they tell you at the end of videos, and check out some more of my other videos. Peace. Love ya.
I've been